Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to my very first live action painting video. This is also my very first voiceover video, and I'm pretty excited about it. So also, if it's a little rocky, I'm just getting the hang of it now. So a little bit about the background for this painting. This is only my fourth time using watercolor. And so I don't want to necessarily call this a tutorial because I'm still learning. So I put down a quick background layer, really watery, and I did something as an experiment that I know you're not supposed to do with watercolor, and I put down my line work first. But I believe art is about experimentation, and you should do what you want to do and test it out for yourself and not take other people's words for it. So I just went in with like a darker, this is like a purple color, and did the line art. And I want to apologize for the in and out camera. I found out later that I'm able to hold the zoom where I want it. So this is probably the only video where I'll have it, where it goes back and forth and tries to auto zoom on other things. So this painting, I've called it Hush My Darling. It'll all be over soon. And to me, it has kind of like a pastel goth feel. And I guess in my head, she's kind of like this angel of death, a little Dia de los Muerta kind of thing with the flowers. And I used a reference, if you're interested. I actually follow Pastel Goth on Facebook, and they post all these wonderful images of these girls with such style that I absolutely love. So I use them as reference a lot, or inspiration a lot. So after I put down my line work, I went in with a very washed out version of that same color and started adding in my shadows. I actually really enjoy this part of the painting because it seems like this is where you can start seeing it come alive and give it all this dimension. And I just started really light because you can always add more. The thing with watercolor is I'm finding that it goes on kind of dark and then fades a little bit as it dries. And you can always make something darker. So, you know, you can be careful with it. You don't have to be like, oh, it's not dark enough. It's okay. You'll add another layer later. But if you go too dark too quickly and then you realize, oh, wow, it's too dark, it's a lot harder to go back and edit it there, even though it is possible because I do it later in this video because I felt like I got a little too dark with the hair at first. So now I'm just going in and filling in some color. I did a quick blue wash and then I'm taking a much darker blue, and I'm actually not even using watercolor for this. I had some turquoise ink lying around. So I used the ink for like the really vibrant parts of her hair. And this is the reason why they say to not put the line work first. If you notice while I do the hair, it's got a lot of liquid, it's building up, and the lines are kind of blending and fading and bleeding into the hair. And that doesn't actually bother me so much. I think it gives it more dimension. But that's what they're saying when they say don't use the line work first, because if you put your color down, it will bleed. But if that's what you're going for in your style, then hey, this is how you achieve that. And this is why I think it's important to experiment for yourself, because just because it doesn't work for other people doesn't mean that you're not going to find some sort of wonderful use for doing it a different way. There's so many different ways to achieve looks and different looks and the same looks. So it's important to figure out what works best for yourself as an artist. I'm going back in now with other things, and I went and I made the insides of the rose a little darker than the rest, kind of washed the outside and made the insides more saturated with the pinks and kind of like shadows. And then I also went with very, very almost parchment color and filled in her shirt with that. I also added some pink in the cheeks, you know, give her a little blush, a little rosy look. Yeah, sexy. And I've decided it was going to be like a harvest moon, and added it like more coppery colors. And I always think people who do those cool drips are really cool, so I wanted to try some. I want to apologize if this is like a really redundant film. And if there's anything you guys want to hear more of or less of, please just let me know in the comments. And I promise to keep putting out more videos of my time-lapse painting and a voiceover to go with it. So if you're interested, please subscribe because they're going to keep coming. At this point, I realized that I was not feeling how the line work looked coming through on the roses, and I just went over with white watercolor over the tops of them to kind of diminish the line work a little bit. And I did some white also on the highlights in her hair, because I realized, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you go too dark too quickly, you kind of lose some of that dimension, and it's harder to take the dark away than it is to just add more darkness later. So I went through and just kind of started layering the white watercolor, and basically I've just gone through in the end of this and added darker shadows and whiter highlights, and I'm just creating the dimension and contrast so that it really pops. I've also decided where I'd like to have some drips, so I worked in some drips there for a fun watercolor feel. Every time I've seen people do watercolor, I've always been really excited about their drips, and now I'm finally doing them myself. So yay, win for me. I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's been a pleasure for me. This piece is available for purchase if you want to, so just let me know if you're interested. I also haven't decided if I'm going to do prints or not, so if you want to print, let me know. It might push me to getting prints made. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this piece. I think she's lovely and a little terrifying. So you guys have a great day. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and you can also follow me on Instagram or Facebook for more.